Hey everybody, Jeff Singer with Film the Police Hillsboro here. I just want to take a moment out of my exceptionally unbusy and unemployed day to say thank you very much to everybody who's come to subscribe. We're at over 100 subscribers now. I want to say thank you very much to everybody who comes to comment regularly and show your support. It means a lot to me. It motivates me because when I see you saying good job man, good work man, and otherwise laughing at my antics, it lets me see that there are other people in this country who recognize a problem that can only be solved through neutral documentation by the citizens. It lets me see there are people who genuinely care about this work, genuinely believe in this work. I want to thank the trolls because I really couldn't do it without them. You see, I do consume food like a normal human being, but it's Russell Jimmy's that sustain me. I can't get out of bed in the morning unless I know there's a bootlicker out there somewhere to piss off. I want to say thank you to my mom who allows me to live at her house rent-free. And when my camera is indisposed, document with her iPhone. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to Mike Bluehair, whose invaluable wisdom, experience, knowledge, and support has allowed me to do this. Without him, I would just be another guy stewing about the nasty cops in our country. Now, with his help, I've been able to take an active stance, an active role. I want to say thank you to Daniel Vincent of DanielVmedia.com, another comrade of mine who is a tireless, fearless, dedicated protest photographer. When I'm otherwise indisposed at a demonstration or an event, partaking in some other action, I know that just like Mike, Daniel is there filming, documenting, photographing, not only for historical posterity, but to show the world that at these events, it's oftentimes not the demonstrators who will initiate violence, as the news will show, but the police themselves. For example, I watched it on May Day in Seattle just a few days ago. Police, without provocation, attacking citizens with bear mace, gas, flashbangs. Saw a journalist's face get torn open. You may have seen the video on Mike Bluehair's channel. And so the work of Daniel is extremely important, and he's just a great guy. DanielVmedia.com. He's wonderful people, does great work. I'd also like to thank this lovely gentleman. I'm really trying hard to get this off the ground because while I do have fun doing it, that's just a bonus. This means a lot to me. I believe it to be very important work because I've been beaten by police, cheated by police, savaged by police, slandered by police, falsely arrested by police. It's not so much what happens to me that angers me. That just allowed me to recognize there was an issue with thug law enforcement in this country. It's when I see other people being cheated, violated, extorted, beaten, and treated like dirt by the law enforcement that are supposedly there to protect them. Do I truly become enraged? As an anarchist, it's a core value of mine to oppose bullies, whether in uniform or civilian clothing, at every turn. It is important for me to oppose authority given without trust, only given by a gun. I believe that's wrong. I think it's pretty obvious that the culture of police professionalism that's been developing in this country since the late 1970s has left a great divide between law enforcement and the communities they're supposedly there to protect. I think that at best they view us as an other to keep in line, and at worst they view us as an enemy to eliminate. When you couple this mentality with the increasing militarization and the idea that they're fighting this war, a war on drugs, a war on terror, a war on crime, wars in which we, the people, keep taking the casualties, you're going to start seeing people who are not police officers interested in keeping communities safe, but soldiers who are interested in maintaining order. And they look like soldiers. And when you look like a soldier, you're going to act like a soldier. And that's not what this country needs. We do not need a standing army patrolling the streets. We need community members who are truly interested in seeing their communities stay safe, and thus have no real interest or investment in the things that they do in that community. And I think the first step toward this is eliminating snitch culture. The idea that we need to call the police to solve our problems, that we need to call the police on our neighbors, that we need to call the police on the homeless that are minding their own business, that we need to call the police on a guy smoking crack in an outhouse. I mean, it's ridiculous. Victimless crimes are not a reason to call the police because that's how people get killed. James Chassie was a man in Portland, Oregon who was taking a leak on the side of a building. He was a schizophrenic homeless man, and some yuppie called the police on him. Oh my God, he's taking a pee on a building. Well, the police showed up and savagely beat him to death. And he didn't even do anything. He ran away, yes, but he was a mentally ill man. And they beat him to death. And that happened because some asshole couldn't mind his own business. And so that's the first thing we need to do. We need to eliminate snitch culture. That's very important. One more thing I wanted to mention really quick is heckling. I get a lot of shit from people. Oh, Jeff, it's not constructive, it's not productive, it's unprofessional, it's immature. Well, I absolutely disagree. If you're out there harassing and cursing out a police officer who's actually trying to personify the values a police officer should, then sure, you're acting like an asshole. But when you're out there publicly ostracizing, calling out and insulting violent police engaging in misconduct or otherwise general thugs that you'll find in law enforcement, then you're doing something very important. You are publicly shaming them, and public shaming is a very powerful tool. It's always been a very powerful tool, and it's actually how many communities handled problems before the advent of modern police. When people are ostracized, especially on camera, they do a lot to correct their behavior really quick. And if they won't correct it, those people that work with them and are going to look bad because of them are going to do what they can to correct it. So you better believe that shaming, heckling is a very powerful tool, and it's a very powerful weapon in your arsenal. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I know this was supposed to be a thank you video. It turned into a rant, but again, thank you very much for coming here to subscribe, to watch, to comment. I'm happy to have you here, and I'm happy to be doing this, and I hope to be doing it for a very long time. Thanks, guys.